One of the things that I was really impressed with COVU was, the amount of technology and sort of what they already had in place to be able to absorb the agency.
Can you give a quick overview of your agency and what makes it unique?
Yeah, I think the unique part of my agency is that it is compiled of many, many small acquisitions. My first acquisition, 2010, and I did acquisitions all the way to where, COVU purchased. In fact, I had just done one a few months prior to getting purchased by COVU. The majority of those small acquisitions were also in the Houston market.
How do you see AI and technology impacting the future of insurance agencies? And how did that influence your decision to partner with COVU?
I mean, certainly AI is one of them, and you have to understand that it's the future, right? You either embrace it or you don't, and if you're not going to embrace it, you're going to be left behind. I understood that early on, and so that's one of the things. But COVU took on my employees early on just to manage the book, and they did a pretty fantastic job of doing that. And so, knowing what their capability in taking my data from my management system, incorporating that into your management system, doing the link. And it was sort of impressing at first, because I didn't even know that was available or capable, right? So those are the kind of things that sort of impressed me. Just the fact that you could do all of this just with technology.
What was that initial transition like once you joined COVU?
A little bit of relationship building with Tasso's, a number of video calls, just like we're having now, becoming comfortable with it. Of course, being a broker and understanding the process from the very beginning, I felt very comfortable with everything about it, and I knew exactly what needed to be done to, get an offer. So to me, I was very comfortable with the process just because I knew about it. But, you can't say that for everybody. And so, understanding the process and the documents involved and all that was very easy for me.
How would you describe the value COVU brought throughout the transaction and integration?
The biggest area of anxiety, I think, for most business owners or agents is staffing, especially if you're a small agency. I had 6 employees at the time. And so, the idea that I can not worry about what's going on with the servicing, and I know that the service was going to be taken care of. If Susie called in sick, it didn't matter. Somebody was going to pick up the phone. And so that part of it, a lot of my stress was relieved during that time, just because I knew somebody was taking care of the service.
How did your team react after the acquisition? How are they feeling now working with COVU?
I've talked to them here and there, really no complaints. I think that it was different, right? And getting used to your particular softwares and the way you do business, that was a little bit of a learning for them. But I think once they got settled in, I really haven't heard any complaints.
How would you rate COVU's integration and support during the acquisition process?
Excellent. I mean, everybody, booked the necessary appointments with me to get things done. Was able to provide everything that they needed to basically transition well.
How satisfied are you with your decision to sell your agency and partner with COVU?
I'm very, very glad. And as a result, I also now dedicating my full time to brokering with COVU. The job as an acquisition manager with COVU wasn't something that I was counting on. I think in my mind it was, well, if it happens, it would be great because this is what I really like doing. So the fact that was extended to me made it even better.
COVU, your partner to run and grow your P&C insurance book.